Welcome to KJTV. We are now going to our second section with Dr. Gerard Ndimu, who is here to talk about investment. He had given us very useful information in part one. So, going to continue.
Thank you.
Now, what other ways can immigrants invest other than in the house, as you talked earlier?
Thank you very much. Other than housing, which actually houses us and provides us with the comfort we need, the first thing that we need to know is how to invest in ourselves. That's number one. Invest in yourself by having an education that can provide you with additional income.
Okay.
I know most people actually, as immigrants from Africa, we value education. And investing in education is really the future. Now, once we invest in education, which is step number one, the chances are we start making more money.
Okay.
Now, how to invest this additional income is perhaps what you're asking about. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, that is very good because America has a very big wide market, one of the largest and widest, and with all the markets values that you'll ever find in the world. There are several different ways in which somebody can invest, other than just having additional income and going to your local bank and buying CDs, what is known as CDs or certificate of deposits, where you get some additional interest, which is very small. We do have what we call the stock market. People can buy and sell stocks. People can buy and invest in bonds. People can buy money market instruments, what we call treasury bills. You can make money from these in very many different ways, which is a little bit more than just having your money laying in the account, in your local bank account. Yes.
So, briefly, can you explain what a bond is?
Correct. Well, let's start with the smallest and the very basic definitions of a stock, a bond, and a money market instrument. Let's start with a stock. Companies have put stocks out there in the market for people to own pieces of that company. And you can own a piece of say for example, take any company. The most popular one is what you are actually working on every day, Facebook. Facebook is in the stock market. There are stocks in the market right now for Facebook. Instead of you serving on it, you can actually own pieces of it by buying stocks. Take an example of Facebook. When it came to the market 6 years ago, it was going for $25. Today, one stock of Facebook is $147.
Wow, that's a big one.
Or take an example, when I came to the United States, Amazon itself was going for $5. One stock. Today, Amazon is going for $1,500 plus one stock.
Wow.
If I had put my $1,000 in Amazon to the year 2001, today the $1,000 would be an equivalent of $80,000.
Wow. Okay.
Does it work all the time? Perhaps not.
No.
But it's something that I would have invested if I knew? Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, now
those are stocks.
Those are stocks.
Bonds. What are bonds?
Bonds, yeah.
Bonds. These are secure instruments issued by companies or even governments to raise funds for infrastructure. A government, say for example, the city of Minneapolis, they want to build and expand their roads. They will issue out bonds. And you can buy these bonds and give them money and go home with a bond, with maybe a 5-year bond, 10-year bond, where at the end of it, it's given that you'll be getting a certain amount of money, which is standard at the end of it. That is what we call a bond.
Wow.
What is money market? The governments also may raise funds using what we call treasury bills, which are short-term investments where you bring in money. It can be 30 days, mostly 90 days, 6 months, or 12 months treasury bills, where they promise you 20%, 12%, mostly 9%, mostly 10% of what you invest. So you are guaranteed of your money back, plus the interest rate they promise you. That's what we call money market treasury bills or treasury bills.
So how can I buy those?
Yes, next, now that you know what those are, you cannot go to the government of Minneapolis or the state of Minneapolis and say, I want to buy your treasury bills. No. What you need to do is find a brokerage company that transacts on those security instruments.
Okay.
Combined, we call them security instruments. The bonds, the stocks, and the money market instruments. We call them instruments. So these are transacted just like you'll go to your local brokerage to help you buy a home. We also have stock market brokers. Okay. They will help you open an account where you will buy they can help you even select the stocks you will need, depending on how risk averse you are with the stock market.
So they'll be able to explain.
They'll be able to explain to you, because some people are risk averse, some are really very, they say I cannot take that risk, so I need to be a very conservative investor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's very good. So yeah, you can go to this brokerage and then you can buy those bonds. Now, how early can you advise somebody to start investing on those bonds?
Very good question. How early is now? Actually, like yesterday. Here, take an example of people who looked at Amazon when it came to the market, for example. That's 21 years ago. And I mentioned this earlier on, that one stock of Amazon was costing $5 US. Today you can go Google it. It's upwards. It hit even $2,000 a few months ago before it came down to $1,500. Where else can you put your $5 and 20 years down the road you get $1,500? Where else? Okay. That's a stock market. Can it crash? Can it go away? Perhaps yes. But for any investor who wants some returns, you need to take some risks. And that's the risk you get. You take more risks, the more returns you get. The raw risks you take, buy bonds, raw returns.
You know, and you have talked about Facebook. When you tell somebody to invest in Facebook, you say, what does investing in Facebook mean? We just go to Facebook and just see the pictures of other people. Where is the money going to come from? Where does Facebook get money anyway?
That's a very good question people ask. How does Facebook make money? Because I don't pay money to be on Facebook. I actually log in, I create an account, a free account, and I start making my communications with my friends. I start sharing pictures, I start sending texts, I start talking to people on Facebook. Very good. And we spend time on it. Instead of spending 3-4 hours in Facebook, I'll ask you to spare 10% of that time and find out how Facebook makes money. In this minute, I'll tell you how. Facebook makes money by people paying advertisements to show you what they're offering out there. Maybe at the time when you're on your Facebook, you have seen some advertisements. Exactly. Those people are paid money, and that's how Facebook makes money.
Okay, so they make money from ads.
They make money from ads.
Okay.
Mostly, yes.
Yeah, I think that's somebody asked me that. So that is very good.
It's like how do TV stations make money by me watching at home?
Exactly.
The more who watch, the more they make the money, because they know who is watching and who is not.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, as immigrants, and we were focused on immigrants and still up there about investing. There is a group of people who came, where I am one of them, I can say. We came here with a mission. We go to school, and we work. We make money. We go back to our country. That was all. We never wanted to live here. And many years have gone down the road, we are still here. And we don't seem to be in a hurry going. So we never really invested on those stocks, and you cannot blame us for that. We never did good things. What can you advise such people like me now, who are late investors? What can we do to catch up now that retirement is getting to us?
Oh, very good question. Maybe I'll go back to the first initial segment that we mentioned about 401k. If you're still working with your employer and you have 50 years, there is a cap of how much money you can invest in 401k.
Okay.
As of last year, it was $18,500. But if you are over 50, then you have an additional $5,000 more to invest in 401k. Okay. That's one way. Okay. It's never too late. That's one additional way that you can add and save more. The next additional way that you can save is making sure that you have 40 points with Social Security Administration Office. 40 points will qualify you to start receiving the benefits of Social Security. Ensure that you know how many points you have with Social Security, because your money somehow, somewhere, might not be coming if you have not attained your 40 points. That's number 2. Number 3, now, start doing this, investing by cutting down on expenses.
Okay.
And I will tell you how. Save by looking at what you pay out every single month.
Okay.
Number 1, look at how much your phone bill is. Look at it. Don't just say it's $40 or $50 or $100. What's some of the features you are paying that you are not using?
Okay.
That's number 1. Look at it. For example, I discovered most recently that people have ID that they are paying $5 for core ID. Do you really need $5 to be knowing who is calling you every month?
In any case, there are apps you can even use.
you can use free. Then you go home and find out what your internet is costing you. You will discover that you are having a big bandwidth which you do not need.
You don't use.
You don't use. Find out how much you're using, cut down on it.
Okay.
Save it. $5 from the cell phone, $10 from the internet, $15 from your cable TV, and on and on and on. And you will discover that by the end of the month, you'll be saving $100 every single month. Ask me what you will do with $100 in 20 months from today. If compounded, you will have saved so much money for your retirement. Besides, why are you paying people money that you are not even using their services for? Ask me. That's one way of saving. Number 2, perhaps most of you have found out that people are living in homes that they bought maybe 15 years ago or 5 years ago, and they discover their friend has a bigger house, beautiful home, and they are able to afford. Or maybe you went to school a few years ago and your income actually increased to a certain extent, and then you are tempted to start using more instead of saving more. Take this as an example. A person who was a nurse goes back to school and earns an MSN and becomes a registered nurse who is a nurse practitioner. And they're making more money now. They're making a 6-figure salary. And they realize, you know what, I can afford a $400,000 home.
Okay.
And they move from a $250,000 home, which they were almost about to finish paying, and now go buy a $400,000 home.
Okay.
Whose payments are $3,000 a month. In fact, they are going to school. The money they increased now goes to a mortgage interest payments. It's not adding value whatsoever to their lives. It's adding value to somebody who is lending them money.
Okay.
So soon this person is now working even more and staying at work even more to make payments for this home they have bought now.
Okay.
Ask me or tell me why and how that school is adding value in their lives.
Oh, it's going, that's increasing the liability column.
Yes.
As Kiyosaki says, now it's the gain on your asset column is decreasing.
Yeah. You are going to school to increase your debt instead of reducing your
the debt.
The debt.
Oh.
So your abilities are, when you go back home, just take a piece of paper, make a middle of it, list your assets and your liabilities.
Yeah.
So work out on how you can reduce your liabilities and increase on your assets.
Okay.
What you pay out versus what you retain at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you need what I am understanding is that we need to freeze more of our liabilities and then increase in our asset column.
An asset column.
Now, would you advise the mistake we made, our kids to do the same, or what do they need to do about investing?
The sooner a young person, say, take an example of a 25-year-old who has graduated from college and they're earning $60,000, $70,000, for example. And they have these liabilities that they must meet. Maybe they have a student loan. Maybe they own a house which they are making payments on.
Okay.
I would advise them to reduce and by paying down their mortgages at the same time reducing their debt. They should avoid taking more credit cards. That's number 1. Avoid taking more credit cards. You're walking into a store, Macy's store, Target store. When you're checking out, they're asking you that you will save 15% if you sign up for your for their card. Guess what? They're asking you to buy clothes on credit. Can you imagine walking down the street on a borrowed cloth? and you're able to afford it.
Yeah, but you are affording it because they told you, they gave you.
Yeah, they got you 50%.
And you wanted to pay cash, maybe you wanted to pay cash because
they are hooking you to go keep going back to buying clothes on credit. In other words, they will hook you, and then you start working for them. Stop working for other people. Start working for yourself.
Thank you. Now, this is a question I'm asking. Some of this information, people don't get the information about investing. Do you have any recommendation where that people they can get these resources? It looks like actually people have good feed, but they don't know where some of the sources.
Yeah, yes, there are quite a few resources that you can get online these days, and we are so fortunate to be living in this age where we have information at our fingertips. If you go to Googling, you discover how do I save. Just type in how do I save. I make this much money, and how do I save? Not everything you find online is really gospel truth, but that's a good starting point. Or find somebody who you trust, who has some, not everybody has knowledge that you trust. Find those people that you trust, that have your interest at heart, who can provide you with advice. Remember, finance is very sensitive. Very sensitive.
Yeah.
So it's important that you reach out to people who have information. If not, go to your local bank, where your interest is about finance transactions, ask them on how to save. You might find a good investment banker who can help you on how to save for your future.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. You have been very resourceful. Thank you for honoring the invitation. And we really appreciate your stay. And I want to give you, if you want to give any last comment before we conclude.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I appreciate coming here, and I will come anytime if you invited me to come in. One last part is, it's important to have the three in mind. Save, 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 and think about your retirement. Get grounded, provide yourself, invest in yourself before you start investing in other people. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.